Hello, I'm Beverly, and this is To Inspire Someone. Testimony number 37, and the title is Hope Bible Class. First of all, I'd like to say Merry Christmas. This is Wednesday, December 25th, Christmas Day, and I'm honored to share with you my message on my testimony on this day. The topic is Hope Bible Class, and I got the name from, I was led by the Holy Spirit to start a Bible class on Facebook as a Facebook group. And when I started out, I didn't have the structure that I was supposed to go by, like what I was going to teach in the Bible class, nor did I have the name of the Bible class. But the Holy Spirit led me to both of those, and I'll explain. It was during the pandemic when we all were shut in and encouraged to stay inside, just to go out only if we had to. We were not interacting at all. We were kind of at a standstill as far as getting out in the public too much to try to keep people safe until they came up with the vaccine during the pandemic. But I got excited because I was shown that during my rest, real late one night while I was sleeping, and I sat up and I jotted down what was being shown to me, and then the next morning when I got up, I began to, seek the Lord as far as how I was supposed to go about it. So I got on my computer, and first of all, I created the template for the class. I knew I wanted to be as small and compact as possible, but it was important that I put everything that I was being led to include in the lesson. So what we did, I prepared it according to what I believed I was receiving from the Holy Spirit, and we met. I put out invitation on Facebook for my group and invited people. And how many of you know that nothing happens by coincidence for a child of God? So the work that I was doing, starting to teach that class, it was no coincidence. And I believe that everybody that showed up there, I had a very solid class that showed up every Sunday afternoon, and usually after we had our services at church streaming during the pandemic. And after, that afternoon at 3 p.m., that's what I set as the time to have it online on Facebook. So I set it up as a group, Facebook group, and it was private. But it was open to who I wanted. It wasn't to the public, but it was to anybody that was on Facebook that I knew. I didn't want to start out with reaching out and trying to interact with people in public until I was able to do it in a setting that I was familiar with. So that's why I started out inviting people and I had a lot of people that I knew that were connected to me on Facebook. And so the class grew immediately. I had responses, and I had a class of 40 people, and they were constant coming. And this Bible class, I ended up naming it HOPE, H-O-P-E. And I probably know better later why Hope was given to me as the title of the class, the name of the class. But I was obedient and I named it Hope Bible Class. Like I said, I had it very structured. I created the template for it, and that's what I use, the format that you see over here every week. And it took, I would open the Bible and get my notes and everything, and I would have to sometimes kind of compact it to fit onto one page. And it was very interesting because sometimes I had to make the margins go out as far as I could without going off the page, and sometimes I had to do the top and the bottom and the sides, or change the size of the font, or don't leave spaces where I could sometimes when I didn't have a lot of words. But I worked it out, and when I started out, I was just like going through a test time, and I was excited about it because I knew it was the Holy Spirit that was leading me. But what was really exciting, I didn't know what type of structure I was going to use. Even though I created the template, I can tell you right now, I had told some of the people in my class that I had something that was connected to the reasoning behind me with the topics each week. I was given these topics by God, but it was in a different way, and I'm still not able to share it with everyone right now, how the Holy Spirit gave me the titles. But the titles were connected to something else that the Lord was doing in my life. And I guess certain things had to come to pass, and certain times had to be in place before I can share the information about what's going on with the titles. But in the meantime, faith without works is dead. So I started working, getting busy, applying myself, being ready to teach the class. I started out real rough. I had a lot of glitches, and the computer started acting crazy, and I couldn't get it to get my lessons to upload properly at first. And I was starting to get frustrated initially, right from the beginning. But I calmed myself down, and I got a little emotional, but I didn't let it stop me from proceeding, because mainly I like to be obedient to what I'm being led to do by the Holy Spirit. And so I started the best that I could. I created the template, and I received what the topic's supposed to be and how many. Now, this is the key. I knew after I had went before the Lord about detail that it was going to be 100 weeks. And I knew that. And I said in my mind, that's a long time. That's almost 2 years. As a matter of fact, it's a year and 10 months, 100 weeks. So I set out, and when I started getting frustrated and things weren't going properly, normally people would get frustrated and they wouldn't do it anymore. But if you're connected to God and you're said to be obedient, you proceed whether it's comfortable for you or not, because God's purpose, He does not promise us that it will be easy, but He said He'll be with you. He'll never leave you nor forsake you. And that's what the way I looked at that class. I said, God gave it to me, and whatever comes up, I will be able to bear it. And I said, but that's a long time. I did not allow the doubt to set in my mind, and I didn't never base it on how many people showed up. From day one, when I put out my first lesson, my main focus was doing it the way God wanted me to do it, and having the scriptures and the messaging in those lessons the way God wanted me to have it. So I proceeded, and like I said, I got a little emotional, and I didn't never think about not doing it. I was just saying, Lord, I need help. So I remember after I had did like the first and second lessons, maybe 1 through 3 lessons, the first ones, I wasn't able to upload them properly. They came out differently. I couldn't critique it the way I needed to have. And that's what started the frustration. So I prayed about it, and I remember one day, like the first one, it wouldn't allow me to upload it. And I wanted to get the lessons out because I wanted to be obedient to God. And I can remember I got to the point where I was up so late that night trying to make things come together according to what I was being shown. And I had the format. I didn't start out with the plan of salvation attached, but I ended up going back and putting it with every lesson. I started out the first 2 with just the 1 page, and then I added the second page after, I think, around the 3rd lesson. But the lessons were not easy to upload, and as a matter of fact, I got stumped right at first when I first started out. So what I did, I sat there and I got so upset, and I felt I was having a little pity party, and I got a little overwhelmed, and I laid my head down on my desk and on the computer keyboard, and I just I started praying, and then I asked the Lord to help me. I said, I need help with this. I don't know what I need to do to get it to upload, and I'll get the little glitches out. And so before I laid my head down, I typed into Facebook, and I said, I'm not able to upload my lesson, and I'm just starting out, and I need some direction. And I waited for a response back, but I guess it doesn't work that way. They don't respond right away the way you want them to. So anyway, I didn't hear anything back from them. I was just putting out a plea for help from them because I know they're the experts. They know, and they could tell me what I was doing wrong or a easier way to do it. So I got frustrated, and I laid my head down after I had typed the message to them. It was a little short, brief message. And I laid my head on the desk by the keyboard, and I thought I was just going to relax or rest, calm myself down for a few minutes, but I fell fast asleep. And when I woke up, it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.